absolutely unbelievable what just happened. So, hi folks, that was hard work. That was, yeah, that was tough, carrying all this lot in here. It was quite a hill coming out of the little village. So I'm in the same woods as I've photographed beavers in previously, and that's the plan again tonight and tomorrow morning. But I have come to a slightly different location, and yeah, it's a lochen a little bit further up a hill, and there is loads of beaver activity around it. There's lots of little mini dams along the streams on both sides of the little loch, and they've even had to put in these things called beaver deceivers, which are they stop the beaver from filling up the culverts in the stream, and they stop them from blocking it and flooding the tracks. But that's quite good. It means that can continue to coexist with the forestry here, and you're having beavers reintroduced here, so that is really cool. So the reason for the location change is that last time I went to my normal location for beavers, actually with John Barras and his son Hagen, we didn't see any beavers. The dam was breached, so the water level was right down, and the lodge didn't look like there'd been any recent activity. I was starting to wonder whether there were any beavers active there at all, and after asking some friends who are more familiar with the area, this new location was recommended. It's absolutely great being out here. It's absolutely beautiful here, it really is. I'm actually set my hammock up right next to the track because essentially I'm just going to sleep here tonight and pack up again in the morning, so there's no point in getting fancy and like tromping off into the woods somewhere. Did that camera just stop recording? Okay, the camera just made a random noise. I thought it was the battery running out, but it wasn't. Anyway, good chance to get my water, because I really need to drink more, because on the way in I should have stopped more often and had more drinks of water. I got here, I was really thirsty, so that was stupid, but I know that I always do that. I'm very bad at remembering to drink when I'm walking with a rucksack, because I just can't be bothered to take it off. So yeah, I've actually already seen some wildlife. I saw a roe deer when I was walking in, and I have seen a beaver, or I think I've seen a beaver. I saw a big splash in one of these flooded ditches next to the track, a bit further up near the loch, and I can't think what else it would have been. So where there's a few of those flooded bits, I'm actually going to deploy a trail camera. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. This one, I'm going to stick that there tonight, and I'm going to actually look at the main loch where I'm sitting with my camera, but I'm going to stick this guy on that flooded pond where I think I saw a beaver just now. This is actually a new one to me. I'm not going to talk that much about it because I will do an actual review of it at some point, but I found this one to be really good, and it's, you know, I brought this. I didn't bring the Bushnell, didn't bring the Dassault, I brought this, and I'm just going to use it tonight, and we'll see in the morning if it captured anything. But yeah, I've high hopes that this might be more like a decent modern replacement for my trail camera. There's some crows having a bit of a shout up there. There's the plan. The plan is to have something to eat quickly, go along back to the loch, get the camo on, get the camera over there. I've got the Z9, I've got the massive 400mm, which I've lugged in here. There were definitely times carrying it in that I really, really regretted bringing that. I hope that later on tonight, when the light gets low and I'm able to still use that lens, I'll be pleased that I made that decision. Otherwise, I'd just have my 500 5.6, because in every other situation there's really not enough of a difference to justify the massive bulk and weight of this thing. Usual caveat, I don't know how much vlogging I'll actually do when we're down there, because, you know, wildlife that's sensitive to noise and all that, it might be a bad idea to be making noise, so we'll see how we get on. Now it's just a question of waiting. This is surprisingly stressful. This loch is full of people. Unexpectedly, there's a boat full of people fishing, another boat full of people going round in a kayak who are presumably also looking for the beavers, and it just doesn't feel like quiet and wild, and don't know, I'm starting to kind of regret my choice of location. But it's also not a particularly good position that I'm in. I moved slightly further around because I think I might have actually been really close to the lodge, and that's not okay. That's not respectful to the beavers. So I've moved a bit, but now I've not really got particularly clear line of sight because there's lots of overhanging foliage. I guess that's the danger with coming to a completely new location that you don't know, is that you have no idea what you're going to find. Ah well, it is what it is. It's early yet, plenty more hours before it gets dark. And yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous here. It's really nice. Okay, I'm moving. I did that piece of camera, and yeah, it occurs to me, why stay in a place when I've already decided it's a bit shite? I'm moving round to the other side of this loch. It's not even very big. I'll see how I get on wandering around that way. I'm in a different location on the loch now, and I've got a much clearer view. The disadvantage is that I am up a little bit higher from the water, so I wouldn't get that kind of waterline shot. The loch is still boat central with the fishermen in one boat and the wildlife watchers in another, but they feel a bit less intrusive because I'm a bit above the water, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell you what, this location up here also has as a disadvantage. The midges up here are fierce compared to down there. There were hardly any, but up here they are really going for me. Now it might also be that the wind just dropped, but yeah, I'm going to be putting on more insect repellent very soon. I must say I'm a little bit peeved, having carried all my crap 3 kilometres along that track and sweated it out, when it appears that you can drive here, or at least these people have all driven here, and I've seen 2 or 3 other cars drive along this track. So next time I think I'm just going to drive here, because why not? I always feel so rushed getting ready for wildlife photography and getting everything in place and getting positioned, and then you have to kind of switch from that rush into an almost kind of, I don't know, almost like meditative state, because you're sitting and you're waiting, and unless you're vlogging, there's not a lot to do except just sort of enjoy it and watch the world go by. But you can't really do that when your brain is in sort of scurry mode, so you have to kind of dial it down a bit and calm down first. But yeah, it's happening. It's pretty good. So very good for relaxation, just sitting and watching a pond and waiting for wildlife. Midges keep going in my mouth and making me cough. It's very distressing. Right, so we had a beaver encounter there. It was quite a long way over the lake, but I got a wee bit of video, I think, and it was really nice to see it. Annoyingly, I recorded a tail slap and a splash, and it was directly behind the guys in their fishing boat. The people who were here for watching beavers from their boat, I think they got really close. They got some really nice views, and they've just gone. The fishing folk are still fishing. They caught something, but they're still going. I suspect they're going to keep fishing longer than I'm going to want to stay here, because I know I was talking about staying until the light went, but the midges are pretty damn intense now, and even with putting insect repellent on, they are yeah, they're making it pretty tough. So I've got a wee bit of footage there with the beaver chewing some bark off a fallen log, and then also of the 2 beavers grooming each other, and that was really cool. I don't know how well it would have come out, because it's a long way away. It was I've already got the teleconverter, the 1.4 times on the 400mm, and then I was using 4K, so I can crop in, and then I started using 8K video recording so I can crop in really, really far, but I don't know whether that'll actually stand up to kind of processing, whether it'll just look really mushy or not. Well, you'll know by now, because you'll have seen it in the video if it's any good, and if you haven't seen it in the video, then it was probably crap. So that's how it goes, isn't it? But yeah, I'm starting to have a think about where I'm going to come first thing tomorrow morning now. I'm quite tempted to go back. I'm quite tempted to go back where I was earlier on, because actually if I had still been there, perfectly still and silent with my camera, I would have got some amazing footage of the beavers grooming. But then again, they have got quite a good sense of smell and hearing, and I don't know that they wouldn't have known that I was there and not actually done, that behaviour might not have happened if I'd actually been really close like that. So anyway, I'm very glad I saw the beavers, even though there's no images and the video was probably a bit distant. At least I've seen them. I would have been very sad to have come all this way and got everything here to have not seen them at all. So if this lens didn't weigh an absolute ton, what I'd do now is go for like a little walkabout with the lens in the hope of kind of reactively finding the beavers somewhere around the edge over there, or in some of the kind of pools where they've had their little mini dams further along. But yeah, I might do that. But also the idea of carrying this around any further today is pretty off-putting, I'll be honest. And also I've still got to put that wildlife camera up, because there's, at the end of this loch, there's a very clear, like a slipway where the beavers come out of here, slide down onto the next level, and then they go through. And I think that would be an absolutely perfect place to stick a wildlife camera for the night, because I'm sure that is a route that they go backwards and forwards quite a bit. Absolutely unbelievable what just happened. It's a cliche in vlogging that the action happens when you have left your vlogging camera behind and you just went to have one last look, and oh my goodness, I just took the 400mm and the Z9, so right down to f2.8, because it's getting dark, and I just walked round on the road to where I was sitting before, and I crept a little bit down the bank, and there were two beavers. One of them even came sort of out onto the ground for a bit, and I was able to get images, I was able to get video. I mean, they'll be a bit noisy, but they were so big in the frame, I reckon I'm going to be able to get some real crackers out of this. So, yeah. Wow, that was quite the way to end the afternoon and the evening here with the beavers. Yeah, I'm still buzzing from it, and it was a few minutes ago now, because I've just walked back to kind of get my stuff. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking now, because the midge cloud here is incredible, and yeah, you just look at this footage, it's amazing. Whew. I'm still stoked about that. That was so good to see the beavers just there. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Right, back at the camp, sort myself out a little bit. Gonna get myself a brew, have some food, get my hammock and go to sleep, and get up nice and early. And I think it's pretty obvious where I need to go tomorrow morning. I need to go exactly where I just was, seeing those beavers just now, tuck myself in amongst the kind of fallen stumps and things there, and yeah, just wait and see if they come back, because yeah, amazing. Definitely justifies bringing the 400mm 2.8. I would have been hard pushed to get anything out of that encounter with a lens with a smaller aperture than that. If an encounter like that isn't the reason that a wildlife photographer would possess a 400mm 2.8 lens, then I really don't know what is. That is basically why I lug that thing around, because right at the end of the light, at the end of the day, I can still pull something out of the bag when the wildlife comes out right as it's getting dark. And yeah, cracking evening. It's funny because it started off with me being a bit negative about the place, because the people and their canoe and the boat and the fact that I didn't have a good place to sit, and it was like, yeah, it came good in the end. Right, good night. Let's go and see if we can see those beavers again. Okay, so I think probably the beavers have gone to bed for the day. There was one within a few minutes of coming down here, but I think it might have caught my scent because it kind of sniffed for a bit and then it splashed and swam off before I could even really get myself sorted. I think I got a little bit of video, but it's not very much. Nothing compared to last night. Definitely more peaceful. There's definitely a nicer feel to it down here without people on their boat, and just having the place to myself. It just feels that much more, I don't know, relaxing. Just me and the wildlife, and somebody's wildlife camera down there, which I'm sure I'm on now. So if you're watching this and it's yours, let me know. And let me know if you've got any good footage, because I think for where that was placed, you've probably got some excellent footage. collect this guy and see if it's got any footage. Let's turn it off, unclip it from my stick. Let's have a look. Amazing, amazing. I've definitely got some footage on here. I'll have to wait to see on the computer to actually really see it, because this is a tiny little screen on here, but yeah. Oh, and some at night as well. Yeah, this is a busy wee track for the Beavers. There's like 4 or 5 video clips there. Ha, nice. Right, back to camp for some breakfast and some coffee. Right, so I'm talking to you from the desk for the end of this video, which of course means that I screwed something up in the field, and in this case it was I had just touched the focus ring on the 20mm 1.8, which I was using for vlogging in the woods because it was really dark, and if you touch that it thinks you're in manual focus mode and it threw the focus, and my entire kind of wrap up of the video and chat to camera from the woods just at the end was completely out of focus and unusable. So unfortunately I'm having to kind of finish this from here, but it does give me the advantage that I've seen the footage now and I kind of know a bit more about what I'd actually got. But yeah, absolutely fantastic location this. I don't think I did badly for a new location that I'd never been to before, and I was just kind of feeling my way to sort of see how things were in this at this lake. Should I have stayed at that other position down by the water last night? Yeah, maybe. The beavers definitely came in really close there, and I've been sort of kicking myself a bit that I'd moved, but at the same time it was incredibly stressful being there with the boat going past and it being a bit busy, and I just wasn't enjoying it. And you know, if you're not relaxed and you're not enjoying being there, then what's the point really? I'm supposed to be doing this for fun. And it all turned out good in the end. Having gone down there right late at night, I had that wonderful encounter with the beaver, and yeah, it's months ago and I'm still buzzing just thinking about it and rewatching the footage. It's absolutely marvellous. So I will definitely be back to that location. 100% I will be going back, but it'll be next year now, because as we're coming into the autumn and even in the late summer I did consider going back, but there just wouldn't have been enough light to make it worth the journey time of going there for the amount of sort of evening time and morning time that I'd be out, that the beavers might also be up and about and active. So really it's going to have to be next sort of spring, once the nights start getting nice and short and there's lots and lots of evening light. I shall be going back to that location. So yeah, I was saying earlier that the 400mm lens performed really well in the low light, and it really did. The 400 2.8, absolutely amazing lens, but it's so heavy. And in the following months, I've tried to find ways of making it more portable and more usable for what I do, but in the end I've come to the conclusion, and you can find out more about that in another video that I'll put a card up for, wherever they go, up there somewhere. And what I've replaced it with, and indeed I've replaced my 500mm PF lens, is this guy that's on the Z9 here on the desk, which is a 400mm f4.5 native Z mount lens. This is really good for what I do, and it works really well with the 1.4 times teleconverter that is on it right there just now. So yeah, all that remains really is to say thank you very much for watching. Apologies for finishing the video from the desk like this, but yeah, that happens. I always feel rushed trying to do these pieces to camera, and I screw up the videography so often. I really ought to take more time over it, but when I'm kind of out there in the thick of it, it is the thing that kind of loses my attention. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like, leave a comment. If you're not a member of this channel already, please consider subscribing and get the notifications on for whenever I next release a video. I'm going to finish this video by tagging on the footage from the wildlife camera, and that was pretty awesome, so I hope you enjoy that, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.